Trinadapi Sunichena Torariva Sayashnuna Namani Namanadena Kirtaniya Sadahari Hare Nama Hare Nama Hare Nama Eva Kevalam Kalo Nastyeva 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 Gatiranyata Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. In Srila Prabhupada's books, especially Krishna book, he has given us some nice information about Sri Rukmini Devi. Our temple is special because our deities are named Sri Sri Rukmini Dwarakadish. So, I'm going to summarize the information that Prabhupada has given us in Krishna book. But first, a word from Lord Shiva. Lord Shiva is considered the greatest Vaishnava. So anything he has to say is something of value. So Lord Shiva says, Queen Rukmini is the supreme goddess of fortune herself. And Krishna is the original personality of Godhead. Rukmini's partial incarnations accompany Lord Vamana and the other avatars of the Lord. Rukmini is the perfectly complete divine consort of the complete personality of Godhead. Rukmini always serves at Sri Krishna's lotus feet. So let's take a quick look at Sri Rukmini Devi. Let us offer our obeisances to Rukmini Devi as we begin to hear the description of her. Of course, Prabhupada's Krishna book is a summary study of the 10th canto of Srimad Bhagavatam. Srimad Bhagavatam is described as Nigama Kalpatora Galitang Phalam. There is a tree, the tree of knowledge known as the Vedas. And the ripened fruit of this tree of knowledge is known as Srimad Bhagavatam. So, let's go back 5,000 years. Okay, we're 5,000 years. And there was a demon king, Jarasandha, who hated Krishna. He hated Krishna because his two daughters became widows when Krishna killed Kamsa. And Kamsa did not have any sons. So the two daughters had no other recourse but to return to their father. And Jarasandha became very angry at Krishna and the Yadu dynasty. And he vowed that he would rid the earth of the Yadu dynasty. So Jarasandha amassed a huge army and went to battle against Krishna. Now Krishna, being very intelligent, Krishna decided he would kill the entire army of Jarasandha, but would not kill Jarasandha. And there was a reason. Because one of Krishna's main purposes of descending to this earth was to destroy all the demoniac kings on planet Earth, because Mother Earth had approached Lord Brahma in the form of a cow, and she was crying. She felt overburdened by the military-industrial complex, which was arranged by Kamsa and all the demoniac kings. So Krishna came to relieve the burden of the earth, killing one demon after another. So Krishna's reasoning for not killing Jarasandha, Krishna knew, if I let Jarasandha go, he will amass another army, he will attack me, I'll kill that army, and every time more and more demons will be removed. You would think Jarasandha would have learned his lesson after the first time. But because he's a demon, he's not so smart upstairs. 17 times Jarasandha attacked Krishna with an army, and 17 times Krishna killed his army and sent Jarasandha wagging his tail back home. On the 18th occasion, Jarasandha was assisted by another demon, Kalayavana. And so the city of Mathura was being attacked on two fronts. So Krishna was concerned that he and Balaram might be engaged with Jarasandha, and this Kalayavana may hurt the residents of Mathura. So Krishna, he arranged that there would be a city in the ocean, in the sea, on the western shore. And that city was known as Dwaraka. That's why this temple is called New Dwaraka, because there's a rumor that the big earthquake is coming and Los Angeles will become an island. Have you heard that? Or is that fake news? I've been hearing this for the past 40 years. Anyway, since Dwaraka is on the west coast of India, and Los Angeles is on the west coast of the United States, and because Prabhupada has his transcendental reasons, this temple is known as New Dwaraka. And our deities, Sri Sri Rukmini-katha. So after constructing this city in the sea, the residents of Mathura went to sleep, and when they woke up in Dwaraka. Some hundreds and hundreds. Pretty good, huh? Those of you who go to India, wouldn't you love it? Go to sleep at night. Oh, we're in Delhi, Haribol. Unfortunately, we don't have that facility. Maybe in the future. What do they call it? Teletransporting or something? I don't know. Anyway, so first Krishna had to protect the residents of Mathura, so now they're in Dwaraka. So now Jarasandha and Kalayavana attack. Now Krishna took care of Kalayavana. That's another story in itself. And then Krishna and Balaram went to fight against Jarasandha. This is the 18th battle. But Krishna decided to demonstrate another pastime known as Ranchoraji. Ranchoraji means one who left the battle. So Jarasandha chased Krishna and Balaram up a mountain. It looked as though it appeared that Krishna did not want to fight Jarasandha, and there was a reason for that. The reason Krishna didn't want to fight Jarasandha was because Krishna had an inkling. There's this beautiful, beautiful, beautiful young girl named Rukmini, and I think she is about to summon me. So Krishna and Balaram, they went up this big, big mountain. And Jarasandha was thinking, Krishna is finally afraid of me. He has fled from the battlefield. So Jarasandha set fires all around the mountain. And he thought, I have killed Krishna. But when Krishna and Balaram got to the top of the mountain, some 80 miles high, they jumped and landed safely. They escaped the fire. And then Balaram, he decided to go, I think it was Mithila, and marry his wife Revati. And then Krishna, he was waiting for Rukmini. Meanwhile, Rukmini, her father, her mother, and so many residents of the kingdom, they wanted Rukmini to marry Krishna. And Rukmini had heard from many saintly persons and Narada about this person, Krishna. Rukmini never saw Krishna, but just by hearing about Krishna, Rukmini decided, I will only marry Krishna. And she was determined, if I have to take 100 births, I will not stop till I marry Krishna, just by hearing about him. But Rukmini had a brother, an evil brother, Rukmi. And this Rukmi, he did not like Krishna. And he was the elder brother, and so he put pressure on Rukmini's father and said, no, our sister, your daughter, will be married to my good friend Shishupal. And Shishupal was an avowed enemy of Krishna. From the very birth of Shishupal, all he did was blaspheme and criticize. He hated Krishna so much. Why? You see this picture here, the picture of Nrsingadev. You see that demon lying on the lap? That was Shishupal previously 2 births. After this birth, he became another demon, Ravana. Now this was the 3rd birth as a demon, Shishupal. So Rukmi, he put pressure on Bhishma, King Bhishmaka, and said, no, Rukmini must be married to Shishupal. So, although the family didn't like it because of the pressure of the eldest son, it was decided that Rukmini would marry Shishupal. And Rukmini's heart was so affected. Oh, no. No, no, no. But Rukmini was intelligent. She said, it's not time now for lamenting. Now is the time for intelligent action. So she wrote a letter. And in that letter, Rukmini devised a very intelligent plan. And so Rukmini, she gave this letter to a trusted Brahmana. And he told that Brahmana, you go to Dwarka, find Krishna and deliver this letter. So the Brahmin did that. And he went to see Krishna in Dwarka. And Krishna received the Brahmin, seated him on his bed. Krishna massaged the Brahmin's feet. Krishna worshipped the Brahmana, fed the Brahmana, and then the letter was delivered. And in that letter, Rukmini said, you must come now, because very soon I'm going to be married to Shishupal. But I want to be married to you only. No other person is qualified, only you, Krishna. You must come and deliver me. Don't let me be turned over to this jackal Shishupal. So Krishna, he knew about Rukmini, and he told the Brahmana, yes, sometimes at night I can't sleep thinking about that's called love. When you can't sleep at night, you're thinking of the beloved. Yes, there is love in Krishna consciousness. So Rukmini and the Brahmana got on the chariot, and they quickly arrived at the home of Rukmini. Now Rukmini had devised a very intelligent plan, because she didn't want there to be a big fight or a bloodbath, so she told Krishna, you come at a certain time of the wedding ceremony, there's a certain time, you come and capture and take me away. So the wedding day arrived, and the big celebration. And what Rukmini had mentioned was there's a certain part of the ceremony, because Rukmini's family deity was Durga-mata. So before the wedding, the girl goes to this Durga temple to get the blessings of Durga-mata. So when Rukmini was there, Shishupal, Jarasandha also came to the wedding, and so many kings and princes, they were there for the wedding. And when Rukmini came out of the temple, Rukmini was so beautiful, all the kings and princes sitting on their horses fell off. That's beauty. That's how stunning Rukmini was. Such beauty. After Lord Shiva said, she is the supreme goddess of fortune. The supreme, not just the goddess of fortune, the supreme goddess of fortune. Doesn't she look like the supreme goddess of fortune right now? I think so. So, at the exact moment Krishna drove up on his chariot, took Rukmini by the hand, placed her on his chariot, and drove off. And everybody's going, What just happened? Even Shishupal didn't do anything. So Jarasandha and others, they said, we can't let Krishna get away with this. We're going to chase after him. But when Krishna arrived, he arrived with Balaram. So Balaram had an army of the Yadu dynasty, and they fought back Jarasandha and all the other demon kings. And they could see, we can't defeat Balaram. Meanwhile, Krishna and Rukmini are driving off into the sunset. Make a great movie, wouldn't it? Yes. Should be in 3D. Right? If you're listening, people who make, because we have the cameras, come and see me. We'll talk about the script. I'll take a small commission. That's not much. So finally, Rukmini's brother, he said, I can't let this happen. No. I'm not going to, you King Shishupal, you're not doing it. I vow on this day, I will defeat Krishna. I will bring back my sister. And if I'm not able to do this, then I will renounce my kingdom. I give my word. So Rukmini, he rode after Krishna. And Krishna, he's very expert whatever he does. So Rukmini is shooting so many arrows at Krishna, but nothing is happening. And Krishna shoots his arrows, and Rukmini's chariot is destroyed. And finally, Rukmini is captured by Krishna. And Krishna is about to kill Rukmini, but Rukmini pleads, no, please, do not kill my brother. Please. Rukmini was very, very compassionate. Even though her brother wanted her not to marry Krishna. Rukmini could not tolerate Krishna killing her brother. So what did Krishna do? Okay, I won't kill him. Krishna took his sword, snipped here, made him look funny, made him look odd by snipping. Meanwhile, Balaram had finished fighting all the forces. He arrived at the scene and he said, Krishna, what are you doing? You can't treat Rukmini like this. He's now our brother-in-law. You can't act like this. Then Balaram spoke to Rukmini. Rukmini, get off the bodily concept of life. You're in Maya. Why are you showing so much compassion? And then Balaram spoke more to Krishna, chastising him. Then Balaram spoke to Rukmini, preaching to her transcendental knowledge. So because Balaram is Adi Guru, he is the original spiritual master. So by preaching to Krishna and preaching to Rukmini, everything was settled. And Rukmini, he kept his word. He renounced his kingdom and he lived very simple in one little village. Later, there's another instance and Balaram winds up finally killing Rukmini, but that's a story for another day. So then Krishna brings Rukmini to Dwaraka, and everybody is happy to see Krishna and Rukmini together. And there's a beautiful... Somebody's in Maya. All right, we took care of that. No Maya in New Dwarka. All right. So there's a huge wedding ceremony, very opulent, and Krishna is married to Rukmini, and this was the first of Krishna's wives. Krishna only married 16,108 wives, that's all. It was an act of renunciation. Why? Because one of Krishna's names is Ananta. Everybody say, Ananta means unlimited. So, those of you who know a little bit of mathematics, unlimited is like this, and 16,001 is like this. Comparison, it's nothing. Drop in the bucket. Because Krishna is unlimited. The same concept was explained by Shukadeva Goswami to Maharaj Parikshit when he was explaining the rasa dance. How is it that there is no sin on the part of Krishna dancing with the gopis? And Shukadeva explained, first of all, Krishna is in the heart of the gopis already. So when Krishna danced with the gopis, instead of staying in their hearts, he just came outside. What's the problem? And not only that, all the husbands of the gopis, at night, they saw their wife was right there. Because the gopis were dancing with Krishna in their spiritual forms. And after all, Krishna is in your heart. So Krishna is everybody's master. Everybody, even yours. Right? So there's no fault on Krishna. He's already the dearmost of the dearmost of the dearmost. This is why we love, look how nice Krishna looks today. When we glorify Krishna, he becomes more and more beautiful. That's why these festival days are so important, because we get a glimpse of what is the spiritual world. Right now, hopefully you feel a little something of the spiritual world. Dwaraka is opulence. Vrindavan is simple, rural, village life, whereas Dwaraka is urban, big, opulent city. So Krishna married Rukmini, and their first son was Pradyumna. But Pradyumna was kidnapped by a demon. But Pradyumna later on killed that demon. Yes, Pradyumna was taken only when he was just not very old, a month or two, whatever it was, not very. He was stolen from Rukmini, so she was missing her son. But when Pradyumna escaped and killed the demon, his wife brought him to Dwaraka, and he was reunited with Rukmini and Krishna. So the other incident with Rukmini was much, much later. Because as I said, Krishna had only, how many? 108. And with each wife, he had 10 sons. And each of those sons had 10 sons. Oh, by the way, Krishna had 10 sons by each wife and 1 daughter. And let's see if I remember Rukmini's daughter. Charamati. Who said that? Very good. You get a ding. Very good. She's Krishna conscious. See, she knew. Very nice. So, after many, many years, by this time now, Krishna has grandchildren. So, you have to understand